Hey beauties! Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And today we're combining two of my favorite things, narrated stories, true crime, and nail tutorials. Please be advised that the content on this channel includes detailed descriptions of true crime, mystery, and murder stories which may be distressing or triggering to some viewers. Viewer discretion is strongly advised, particularly for those sensitive to graphic depictions of violence, discussion of traumatic events, and mature themes. If you or someone you know is affected by any of the issues discussed, please consider seeking support from a professional. Sarah Mitchell seemed to have it all. She and her husband, James, lived in a beautiful suburban home in Tampa, Florida. James was a successful architect, and Sarah, a part-time interior designer, spent most of her time caring for their two young children. To the outside world, they were the epitome of a happy family. But behind closed doors, Sarah was trapped in a loveless marriage. James had grown distant and cold over the years, more absorbed in his work than in their relationship. Lonely and desperate for affection, Sarah sought solace in the arms of someone else, Michael, a charming and passionate artist she had met at a local gallery. Sarah and Michael's affair was intense and all-consuming. They met in secret, exchanging whispered promises and stolen kisses. Michael was everything James was not: attentive, loving, and adventurous. For the first time in years, Sarah felt truly alive. But the affair was a ticking time bomb. As their passion grew, so did the risk of discovery. Sarah was torn between her duty to her family and her love for Michael. She knew their relationship couldn't last forever, but she couldn't bear the thought of ending it. One rainy evening, as they lay entwined in Michael's small apartment, he proposed a shocking solution to their predicament. "We could be together, Sarah," Michael whispered, his eyes intense. "For real, no more hiding." Sarah's heart raced. "What are you saying?" "James is the only thing standing in our way," Michael said quietly. "If he were out of the picture, Sarah gasped, pulling away from him. "You can't be serious." "I am," Michael insisted. "Think about it. We could make it look like an accident. No one would ever know." Sarah was horrified. The thought of killing her husband had never crossed her mind. But as the days passed, Michael's words echoed in her head. She couldn't deny the allure of a life with him, free from the chains of her unhappy marriage. The plan was set in motion. Sarah and Michael meticulously crafted their alibi. On the night of the murder, Michael would be at a gallery opening, surrounded by witnesses. Sarah would be home with the children, ensuring she had no direct involvement. James's work schedule was predictable. He often stayed late at the office, and that night was no exception. Sarah had disabled the home security system, and Michael slipped into the house undetected. He waited in the shadows until James entered, then struck with a heavy candlestick. The blow was swift and fatal. James crumpled to the floor, his life extinguished in an instant. Michael staged the scene to look like a burglary gone wrong, smashing a few objects and rifling through drawers. Then he slipped out as silently as he had entered. Sarah called 911 in a state of feigned hysteria, reporting the break-in and her husband's death. The police arrived within minutes, and Sarah played her part perfectly, her tears and anguish convincing even the most skeptical officers. Detective Lisa Harper, a seasoned investigator with a keen eye for detail, led the investigation. She examined the crime scene, noting the signs of a struggle and the apparent robbery. But something about the scene felt off. The disorder seemed too deliberate, too staged. As the days turned into weeks, Detective Harper delved deeper into the case. She interviewed friends, family, and colleagues, piecing together a picture of James and Sarah's life. It wasn't long before she discovered the cracks in their seemingly perfect marriage. A breakthrough came when Detective Harper received an anonymous tip. Someone had seen Sarah with another man, a man who fit Michael's description. Harper's instincts told her to investigate further. She tracked down Michael, who was more than willing to share his relationship with Sarah, but conveniently omitted their deadly plan. Harper began to scrutinize Sarah's actions on the night of the murder. The disabled security system raised a red flag. Sarah's alibi, though seemingly airtight, started to unravel under closer examination. Harper sensed that Sarah was hiding something. Determined to uncover the truth, Harper brought Sarah in for questioning. She played on Sarah's guilt and fear, gradually breaking down her defenses. After hours of interrogation, Sarah finally confessed, tears streaming down her face as she recounted the events of that fateful night. Sarah and Michael were both arrested and charged with murder. The trial was a media sensation, with every sordid detail of their affair and the murder splashed across headlines. The prosecution painted a damning picture of their relationship, their plot, and their ultimate betrayal. In the end, the jury found them both guilty. Sarah received a life sentence without the possibility of parole, while Michael, who had physically committed the murder, was sentenced to death. The once vibrant and passionate lovers now faced a bleak and lonely future. Detective Harper stood outside the courthouse, watching as Sarah and Michael were led away in handcuffs. The case had been grueling, but she felt a sense of closure. Justice had been served and a dangerous pair had been taken off the streets. As she drove home, Harper couldn't help but think about the fragile nature of relationships and the lengths people would go to for love and freedom. The case of Sarah Mitchell was a stark reminder of how quickly passion could turn deadly and how secrets, once revealed, could destroy lives. Harper vowed to continue her work with the same dedication and determination, knowing that there would always be more cases, more victims, and more stories to uncover. But tonight, she allowed herself a moment of peace, grateful that, in this instance, the truth had finally come to light. Fatal Secrets, A Lover's Betrayal True Crime and Nails. Thanks for sticking around for this nail tutorial while we dived into some intriguing stories. If you enjoyed this blend of beauty and mystery, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on our unique content. Share your nail art results and favorite moments from today's story in the comments below.